Loads of people have asked me what equipment do I use to drone, and today in this video I will be telling you exactly that. Hey guys, it's Quadtastic Drones here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what drone I fly with. A year and a half ago, me, with some help of course, built a drone from scratch. I bought all of the parts on this fantastic website called Banggood, and I went to building it. Today we are going to talk about what parts I used. First of all, I'm going to be talking about what my receiver and controller is. The controller I use is a Taranis QX7. It's a fantastic controller and it has very good movement and flexibility. All of the links to the parts are in the description below. The goggles I use are dual display diversity FPV goggles. FPV stands for first person view goggles, and they are really good. Now for the frame. I use is a carbon fibre frame which is called the Freestyle 248mm carbon fibre racing frame. It's very good, but we bought two of them and we didn't have to use the second one because it has never broken. Since all the crashes we've had, it's never broken, so it's really good. The control board I use is called the Halibo F7 A10 flight controller. It's right in there. It's right in there, is that? And it's a stack, which means that has the flight controller and the VTX all in one, which is really good for just space in general. The controller board is basically the computer for the whole drone. It controls everything from the motors to the antenna, so it's amazing. Now for the ESCs. The ESCs come with the VTX and the flight controller, so it's a good save of money. The ESCs are the electronic speed controllers, which are these right here, and they go on the wing of the drone and they control the motors and the speed of everything that goes up. Now for the motors. You shouldn't get expensive motors because they burn out quite easily, so we got like 6, because we wanted spares. The motors are called Samguk Series KV2500, and it's these ones. They're really good and they can hold a lot of power, so you can go really fast with them. The motors are 2306, and that's the size for the motors, and this is a 5-inch quad, so they're quite small, so you can fit on them. The 5 inches is the diameter of the propellers, which are called props. Now the props I use are just cheap props that you can get on Banggood, so they're not that expensive. They're like 20p for one, or even cheaper, so you can get any one. Just have to get the right size to fit the motors. The props are the things you're going to get through the most, because they're the first thing that when you crash breaks, so like they bend or they snap or you just lose them in general. You need to get a lot of them. Now for the FPV camera, which is this right here. This camera is called the OneCam Model Swift 2, and it's very good, extremely good. It's the camera that the FPV goggles look through, and whatever this camera sees, you can see. So we use this one, and it's got quite good quality, and it's got all on screen display, like the battery and the power and the time, and that's good. Now for the antenna. The antenna is an omnidirectional antenna, and it transmits the video from the camera through the VTX, through the antenna, and to the FPV goggles. And the antenna we use for the FPV goggles are the eSheen Sting Pad, and that goes on top of the goggles. You just put it on top. And the TX RX 5.8G. It's an omnidirectional one as well, so it connects to the Foxer. The patch, which is this one, you should put it towards the drone because that's not omnidirectional. And this one is the omnidirectional antenna, which can go anywhere and everywhere. These FPV goggles will choose which one's the best quality between the two. So this is a fireproof bag to keep your batteries in. And just because the batteries carry a lot of energy and it's quite dangerous, you should always keep batteries outside of your house or in like a garage because they're dangerous because they carry a lot of energy. We have these plugs at the end of them to know when they are charged and when they are used. Like the white ones are unused and the red one is charged. We flip that around. And just to make sure they don't short out. These batteries are graphene LiPo batteries. They are 4 cells, which means they have 4 of those in them, 4 cells. And you can put them on the drone. They go there on top of it, and it plugs into this plug right here. We also have an extremely large LiPo battery to charge up all the small batteries, so on our journey, so that because we don't have a plug. The charger we use is a ISDT QX Pro 300 watt LiPo battery charger, like the batteries we use here. It normally charges 1 battery at a time using these sockets, but with this board you can charge up to 10. How you plug it in is you get the discharge wire, which is this one here, you put it in there, like so, in one of these ones, and then you get the balance wire and you put it in there, one of these ones. And how you plug in this big one, this massive battery, so you can charge it on your journeys, you get this discharge one and you put it in the yellow one here, you plug it in, like so, and then it charges up, and you've got that, and you can, the voltage, that everything is on there, and it says battery not connected because I haven't put it in yet. And then once you put it in, you can choose the voltage, you can choose when to start, you can choose how much power to put in, and yeah, it's very good. Now for the HD camera. The HD camera we use is a Runcam 3S camera. It's the video and footage we use for all my drone videos, which is very good. We use an HD camera because this camera right here we put on our drone has all the just on-screen display and the batteries and the time and stuff. Yeah, and you don't want to see that, do you? So we have this, which goes on top, right there, right above this camera, and it just sits nice and snug there with this strap holding it up, same as for the battery. Now the batteries we use for this, which is a normal Runcam battery, but you have to get loads of these because they wear out quite quickly. And yeah, it's very good. It's quite big, and the frame is 3D printed, which is good. The soldering iron we use is a TS100 portable soldering iron. It's very good. It can go up to 400 degrees centigrade, and it has 2 nozzles. We use normally just one of them, and it's just slots in like that. Out in the field, if you need to solder, you can use this big battery which we were talking about earlier. So what you do, you get this wire which you plug it in, and then you have to attach one of these adapters, a discharge adapter, into this battery, into the battery, like so. It's gonna get really hot, so I'm gonna take it out now. Okay, it gets hot quite quickly, which is quite useful. If you're indoors, like right now I am indoors, always take the props off before you're gonna charge a battery or put the battery onto the drone, because you don't want the drone to accidentally start on and then cut your hand off, and that'd be a very, very bad thing. So how you take your propellers off, or props, you get a prop nut screwdriver, and like so, you put it in, you hold the motor down, and you just start unscrewing like so. Quite simple, quite easy. So now we're going to actually plug it in. So with your battery right here, you're gonna unstrap it, then you're gonna slowly put it on, like so, and voila, tuck the balance underneath, put the straps on, like so. Here we go. Nice and tight. And then with this, you go back, and then you plug it in. There you go. There we go. We've got lots of LEDs on the bottom, you can tell. And you have to have your controller switched on so that it doesn't carry on buzzing. Now it's spinning. This is the footage from the camera. You can see what the camera's seeing right now. It's quite cool. You have to get a license if your drone has an all-out weight of over 250 grams. This drone is, so if you're going to buy the parts and build it, you have to get a license. We're Quadtastic Drones, and go out and fly.